the month of December before she died on December 30th. We had a lot of short hospitalizations at Children's, a lot of dehydration issues. She wasn't tolerating even food through her NG tube. And it ended up that she was in the hospital for about a week leading up to Christmas. And we had recognized that this was going to be our last Christmas as a family, and it was really important for us to be at home. And so at Children's, 2 days before Christmas, they had placed a PICC line so that she could get intravenous, at least hydration, so that we could take her home. And then the plan was to see how she did and bring her back after Christmas. So we were discharged to home 2 days before Christmas, and we had serious issues controlling her pain once we got her home. And so palliative care came to the house and evaluated her. And on Christmas Day, we decided that it was time for hospice to become involved. The pain had gotten to the point where if she was awake, she was obviously uncomfortable, whimpering, crying, and we had no tolerance for seeing that. And so we decided the day after Christmas that we wouldn't be taking her back to Children's, and that we weren't going to try and prolong this period, and that we were just going to have her in our home until she naturally left us. And I thought really it was going to be a couple of months. And so we started to kind of get geared up for this long haul. And then I would say a day later, that changed. It went so fast that it became clear it wasn't going to be probably even a month, because of the amount of medication we were having to use to control her pain. And so at that point, we pretty much opened our home to the community that knew Jessie, and people came and visited her before she passed. And, Dylan, Matt, and I, we were there, and we had her set up in our living room. And people just came and spent some time with her. And in the hospice, they were in the house all the time, helping us with the medications and caring for her. It was so she died on the 30th, so it was a few days after Christmas leading up to the 30th. I think it was actually on the 29th. I had a candid conversation with the hospice nurse that I wanted to know how much longer this was going to go on, because it was really difficult to keep administering more and more medication, seeing her uncomfortable, and I felt guilty for feeling that I couldn't deal with weeks of this, but I didn't feel like she had any quality of life. What was going on? I mean, she couldn't even tolerate being awake. And then even when she was under all of the medication, you could see signs, furrowing of the brow, or, flaring of the nostrils. You could see signs that maybe she was still uncomfortable. And so, the nurse was great and said, "You're not awful. This is what happens." And that's being compassionate. You're seeing your child sedated to the point of being just knocked unconscious, and still signs of discomfort. And so she said that all the signs were saying that it was going to be very soon. And so at that point, my husband and I started just a vigil by her bed, because we wanted to be with her when she died. And early that morning, Matt came and woke me up and said, her breathing is really bad right now. And so I don't think she's going to last very much longer. And I came downstairs, and we gave her some more medication. And, we were both there, and she took her last breath. It was about 5 a.m. And, that's just an experience a parent should not have to live through.
Did you stay with her for a while before calling anybody?
Yeah, we called the hospice nurse almost immediately to let her know that it had happened. And it took them a while to come. We had decided to donate Jesse's organs to Sanfilippo research. And so there was some time is of the essence because they needed to get her to Children's so that we could donate her organs. I would say by 7 a.m., the nurse was there and the funeral home was there to transport her body. And I went upstairs and laid with our son so that I would be there when he woke up. And he did wake up before they had taken her body out of the house, and I asked him if he wanted to, go down and see her one last time, and he didn't want to. And I said that was fine. And so I stayed up in bed with him while Matt dealt with the funeral home.